So Alex, when talking about streaming, VPNs, routers, all that kind of stuff, the terms UDP and TCP come up a lot. And I'm just curious, what does that mean?
They're both internet protocols used to communicate between devices. UDP is a connectionless protocol, and TCP is a connection-oriented protocol.
So wait a minute, what do you mean that it's connectionless? It's an internet protocol. How can that just be connectionless?
Well, in the case of UDP, your data is sent in datagrams or packets at an individual basis. So each one is sent by itself, and the recipient doesn't need to respond to the sender to say whether or not it got it. This can make things really quick, but not necessarily reliable, as packets can get lost in transit. TCP, on the other hand, is a connection-oriented protocol that works on flows of data. It guarantees that if your data gets through, it all gets through and gets through in the same order you sent it. So this can be really good, it's nice and reliable, but it can be slow.
Slow and reliable. It sounds like my car, Alex. Let's be real. When would I want that as opposed to fast and reliable?
That's kind of a it depends question. What are you doing? If you're doing anything with voice or gaming, you need the lowest possible latency. So both protocols can be used for file transfers or streaming or calls, but the truth is that TCP does a much better job with things like file transfers and downloads, and even browsing the web. But if you're doing, gaming or voice, UDP will do a much better job. Of course, really smart software like Speedify will make the decision of UDP versus TCP for you on the fly. But most software you still have to pick. So if you're doing a live stream for an audience where they're sending you, text comments and you're responding to them, the truth is they wouldn't notice if your stream got a second or two behind, as long as the audio sounded good and the picture looked good. So in that case, I actually recommend using TCP. But anytime you have two-way voice where you're actually talking to someone like a call, or you're playing a video game, then every bit of latency matters, and I suggest going with UDP as your protocol.
So then why can't we just have fast and reliable? I don't understand. Why can't we just have the best of both worlds?
Well, both these protocols are really old. They're actually both from the early 80s, believe it or not. There are new things going on. Google has created a new protocol called Quick, which uses UDP and builds on top of it almost all the good stuff from TCP. And I think that might be the future.
You like this? Subscribe to our channel.